So good evening, as we are starting the day a little late, and we are going to talk about different types of publications, how to do publications, what are the modes of doing publications, how can you do networking, how can you use ResearchGate. So those important aspects are extremely important for your entire publication journey in Scopus. My name is Vikramaditya Ghosh. I am a PhD and I work for Christ University in Bangalore as an associate professor, and I have so far published around 14 Scopus papers and ABDC-B papers. So this is from my experience that I want to share all of you. In one of the videos I have shared already that how the citation in text and the final citations can happen. So that is one of the videos. You can see those videos in the link below, and it's embedded in the description box also. Stay tuned for further. So let's start. So I'm giving you some example here. Suppose in my subject, econophysics or risk management or quantitative risk for that matter, there are three people who are one of the pioneers. So the first people whose pioneer is J.P. Boujon. The second person is Didier Sonnet. The third person is Johansson. And there are many other people who are extremely good, like Vladimir Filiminov. Then, so we have to basically focus what they are doing. Then Mantegna, Rosario Mantegna, then Eugene Stanley, the Nobel laureate. So what they are doing, we have to see what kind of work they are doing. We cannot do the exact work, but we can take out the ideas from the fringe, like scaling for that matter. They are doing on power law. They are doing on LPPL, log periodic power law. They are doing on multifractal detrended analysis, that is MFDFA. So these are the ideas that I have acquired from them, and I have built on that. I'm still on the way of building it further. But the point I wanted to make here is very simple. Is that for your research, you exactly know who are these pioneer people, who are these seminal people, seminal research people, and what kind of research they are doing. So based on that, you should identify the area. You should do a lot of literature review. For that matter, for a research paper, 40 to 50 eminent research review, literature review you should do. And for suppose a postdoc work or a PhD work, you should do at least 300 to 400 or possibly even more than that. So those things are extremely important as far as your theory development is concerned. So if you can develop, if you can open such fronts, like I call it opening fronts, if you can open such 3-4 fronts or possibly 5 or 6 fronts, and then you keep on publishing in those, each of those fronts, then over a period of time, maybe 10 years, 15 years down the line, you'll be a name to reckon with, a power to reckon with in that particular domain, in that particular area. Initially, you have to focus on the extension or the confirmation of those theories. I'm showing it in this video itself with the help of ResearchGate how to do this, and stay tuned in this video. Thank you. So let's start our work from this, and this is Google Scholar. Our first level of work starts from Google Scholar. We will put the keywords here. So I was thinking of putting power law, that's in my research, finance. You will put the keywords for your research. So we will get a lot of papers here like turbulence and finance, power laws in economics and finance, blah blah blah. So you can download the PDF, like this is an archive paper. So this paper is in archive, that means this paper is in Cornell University repository. This is like SSRN, we have Social Science Research Network. Archive is another repository, mostly for the scientific papers and even econophysics papers. So let me go back. Here we have to see the citation. So this paper is cited 1000 times plus. This is 450 times. So let's search some of the papers which are really highly cited. Most of other papers are 60, 70, 80 citation. You can see the citations here: 163, 62, 95, 98, 210. So in the order of downward citation, we have to put the papers in for a better impact. So this paper has got extremely high citation, maybe because this is 2009 paper, or maybe something else that the paper has garnered so much of citation. So this paper we will get from here, and then we understand that these are the person, Xavier Gebet. He is basically one of the person to follow. Then we will go to ResearchGate and we will try to search this particular person. So he is in Harvard University. He is there in ResearchGate. So you can see 11,995 citation this gentleman is having. Extremely senior researcher, extremely big researcher, you can see here. So we can see his scores here. So his H index is 52, you can see here. So he is an extremely big researcher. So we can follow his research and we can extend his research. We can get all his papers here. Interestingly, if you want any paper, you can download from here. And you can see he is linked with Eugene Stanley. Eugene Stanley is another person who is extremely big in this particular field of research. You can also see Eugene Stanley's citations, 1,37,529. All his papers are also here. He also works on quantitative finance and econophysics. So that point is also covered here. You can see his H index. So by now, just by a simple, so 166 H index, you can see how big it is. So just by a simple calculation, what we have done is very simple. We have just put the keywords. We have ultimately come to two really big professors, and we can follow their research work and we can get a little bit of impetus around the same research line. Let us go to another keyword. So suppose another keyword for my research is LPPL in finance, log periodic power law. So I can see here, this is DDS Sonnet. He is basically the pioneer of LPPL. Then here this is 6, this is 16, this is 33. So we have to observe carefully which paper is high citation. Most of the papers are around 20s, 30s, 40s and 50s. So we will go slightly back. In the second page, 134, 7, 84. So we have to see the citations of these papers, 21. This indicates that this is a relatively newer topic compared to power law. So that means power law is a comparatively older topic and this is comparatively a newer topic. That is why there 1000 or 400 or 500 citation per paper was available, where here 15, 16, 20, 140, 100 like that kind of citation is available. So we clearly understand that. So suppose, example, we just saw a paper with 140 paper, 40 citation. Yes, this paper. So let's click this paper. So this paper is also there in the Cornell University Repository Archive. Also this paper is published in Econophysics, Approaches to Large Scale Business and Data, Financial Crisis. It's a book, looks like a book. And this ebook is, you can purchase this ebook or you can otherwise download the same work from archive. DDS Sonnet's name is continuously coming, so you know DDS Sonnet is one more person who is extremely big. So let's see. We will go back to ResearchGate. We will put DDS Sonnet. We can see his name has flashed. He is in ETH Zurich in Switzerland. 27,000 citation, extremely big researcher. All his papers are here. You can see all his papers are here. We can see his H index also. So in quick time, 87 H index, extremely high. So in quick time, we get to know three extremely big researchers, Xavier Gabay, DDS Sonnet, and we got Eugene Stanley. Let's now use another interesting thing here, who's in his network. So his network is very important. We can see his network, who's there in the network. Other than that, let's see who are the other professors who are doing a research on this. So we will go back to the link and we will go back to our window of Google Scholar and we will put DDS Sonnet. So with DDS Sonnet, who else writes? We can also follow them because they are also extremely big. So we can see here Woodard and Van and Zhao has written. I'm scrolling down. R. Crane has written. This paper is very famous. You can see 500 citation almost. Johansson, Leroy and Sonnet. This is a very big model, JLS model. So that means this is a very important paper. Citations are also high. 491 citation. Here also 668 citation. And this paper is 1629 citation. This is actually a book, one of the best books in this regard. So you can download this book over here, 1629 citation. So many ideas you will get from here. So based on citation, you will basically get some idea. The idea is where the research is heading, what kind of research people are citing, what kind of research people are taking into the next level. You can also do the same. So just by a 3-step process, the process of putting the particular keyword into Google Scholar, getting into the paper, searching with the name in ResearchGate, and finding those people. And ResearchGate, one more good thing is that in ResearchGate most of the researchers are available. You can ask them a lot of questions. I will show you. You can ask them a lot of questions. There is question column. You can ask them a lot of questions. So you can see all these questions here and their answers here. You can ask as many questions as possible and they are answered by all the researchers. Okay, so you can ask a lot of questions. You can validate your idea before writing it, and then you can finally write it. So if your idea is validated before, then what happens that the rejection chance comes down extremely low. So that helps a lot. So we have learned the fundamentals of putting your paper. Before you putting your paper, this is a pre-publication, this is a pre-writing also. This kind of work, if you do, then your Scopus publication chances are enormously high. I will come back with such more and more videos, and I will also run one more video where I will show you how to write literature review, how to write introduction, how to put the JEL classification codes, and already I have made a video on the Mendeley citation. So keep watching this space for further videos on research.